All right, let's dive into a story today. It's about a fitness journey, and it's a journey that I think a lot of us are going to find pretty familiar. It kicks off with a really common goal, but where it ends up, well, it uncovers a purpose that's so much deeper, so much more meaningful than just what you see on a scale. Okay, so to really get this, we've got to start with one key idea: diminution. It's a fancy word, but all it really means is the process of becoming less. And this desire to shrink, to reduce yourself, that is exactly where this whole story begins. So let me ask you something. When was the last time something pretty small in your life just felt huge? That one tiny goal or that nagging little problem that somehow casts this giant shadow over everything else. Just keep that thought in your head as we go through this. So let's talk about that initial motivation. At the very beginning, the mission was crystal clear, and it lined up perfectly with that word we just learned: diminution. The whole point was just to become less. The whole journey kicked off with just one super simple focus. No complications, no layers to it, just lose weight. That's it. It's a starting point so many of us can relate to, right? That straightforward mission of just wanting less. But here is where the story takes this amazing turn. The entire narrative just flips on its head. The focus starts to pivot away from wanting less, and suddenly it's all about an ambition for more. And you can see that shift so clearly here. What started as simply losing weight evolved into gaining strength. The designs for becoming smaller totally transformed into improving posture. And get this, it was no longer about just fitting into clothes, but fitting them in a fitter way. The whole mindset just reframes from taking away to adding on. And, as those physical goals were changing, something else was happening under the surface. It turned out that the most valuable gains weren't about muscle or weight at all. They were these principles, these lessons in character that were being forged in all that effort. This all came to a head at a really crucial moment. A physical limit was hit, the plateau. Everybody hits one. And right there at that fork in the road, a very conscious choice was made. No shortcuts. No supplements, no steroids. This decision suddenly became way more about the how than the what. And that one choice, it unlocked the real rewards. First up, integrity, just sticking to your principles. Second, discipline, that raw commitment to just keep going, even when it gets slow and frustrating. And third, and this is so important, it created room for improvement. The actual space and understanding that real growth is a long game, not some sprint to a finish line. So all of this brings us to the ultimate outcome of the journey. This wasn't just about building a new body. It was about discovering and, actually embracing a whole new self. And this is the final realization. The goal wasn't to get somewhere. It was to become someone. The feeling wasn't, okay, I've reached my goal. It was, I want to continue to be this person. The real win wasn't a number. It was becoming the kind of person who could handle the journey itself. Which brings us full circle, doesn't it? This quote just nails it. That initial super bright goal of losing weight, it casts this huge shadow. And inside that shadow, completely unseen at first, was a much bigger, much more meaningful reality just waiting to be found. So we'll end by turning that question right back to you. Whatever goal you are laser focused on right now, what's its shadow? What incredible lessons, what better version of yourself might be waiting for you right there, just beyond that initial bright light?